BTB listeners, thank you so much for checking out today's episode. Listen, if this episode inspires you, do me a favor and take 5 seconds to shoot me a like and subscribe to the podcast. There are several more exciting guests that are in the pipeline, and I just can't thank you enough for your continued support, and let's keep paying the mission forward. What are you built to be? What are you built to become? The time is now. The time is right now. You weren't built to break. You were built to be something greater. Welcome to Season 2 of the BTB Project. I'm your host, Kollman Gearhart. I was an overweight kid, one counted out, lost 100 pounds, found purpose in the pain, and turned my setbacks into a story worth telling. This podcast isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about identity, discipline, and comebacks. Getting up one more time and becoming who we're always meant to be. If you're ready to go deep, do the work, and live out what you're built to be, you're in the right place. Let's lock in, let's rise, and let's get to work. Welcome back to the BTB Project. I'm your host, Kollman Gearhart, and thank you for tuning in. As a former Division I athlete and a coach that spent the last 20 years walking alongside people through their toughest challenges, helping them accomplish goals, I'm really glad you're here with me today for this BTB short. This episode is close to my heart. We're talking about something a lot of people carry very quietly, and this is how to break the chain of generational family trauma and what that can mean for your life and your family's future. If you've ever felt stuck in repeating patterns, whether it's addiction or someone that you love that's close to you that has addiction, emotional walls, tough relationships, or just that heavy feeling you can't quite name, just understand you're not alone. So let's get into this together and walk away 1% better, knowing how to break some of these generational family chains. You know, generational trauma isn't something fancy or a clinical term that applies to regular life. This is stuff handed down. It's stuff that you inherit. It's stuff that is really not necessarily your choice. It's addiction. It's anger. It's silence, fear, unhealthy ways of coping that keep showing up in families year after year. It might look like a strained relationship, troubled past with having a hard time trusting people or turning to things that numb the pain instead of facing it. A lot of us have a hard time being present. I see it in my own life. Thinking back to some of the greatest athletic achievements that I've had in my life, I had that coincide with a lot of injuries that deeply impacted me. That's what was so important to me, was all of the things that hurt me in the past with my own body. Being able to take accountability, responsibility to understand who I am and how to improve and adapt and adjust. That's what allowed me to have real healing in my body. When it makes me think of generational family trauma, that's exactly what I had to do in my own mind and in my own heart. But let me share a little bit about my own journey with you. When I was 16 years old, I took my mom to rehab for the first time. Again, at this point, I had just gotten my driver's license. My dad and my brother had moved out of our house to a safer home, and I wanted to still have this connection to my mom that was battling addiction every day. And I still loved her and I supported her and I wanted to be there, but it took a toll on. She fought alcohol addiction hard and went through 4 rehabs in 3 years. And ultimately, she ended up passing away when I was 20 years old. Her side of the family carried this heavy generational pattern of drug and alcohol abuse. Her parents, her sisters, most of her extended family, it ran deep. And on top of that, when I was a kid, 2 cousins were physically and sexually abusive towards me. And for years, I pushed those memories down as far as I could deep into the trenches because I didn't want anybody to know that I had been hurt. That this trauma in my life that was passed down from so many different levels of my family had finally caught up to me. Then it was about a year and a half ago that I came to this moment where everything flooded back. This vivid and clear picture in my mind, it rocked me. And I realized I had become dependent on wanting to cope myself, whether it was having alcohol or burying my frustrations, my sadness, my fears, my insecurities, just not letting anybody in. And that ended up hurting a lot of people, especially the ones that I love the most in my own family. That generational family trauma that I grew up in, that I saw, was inadvertently passing through me to the people that I care about the most. Looking back, that was the breaking point. I had to face it all, the pain, the patterns, the guilt that wasn't even mine to carry. I started studying my own story. I made a real decision that this cycle stops with me. And I began doing the daily work. It wasn't overnight, it wasn't easy, but I was leaning into things that I've taught you on this very podcast. The BTB blueprint, taking the necessary 12 steps that I had to in my own alignment so that I could be able to break this chain. Things like deciding, things like preparing, persisting through the messy middle. This changed everything, taking something that was so deep rooted, bringing it to the surface and actually starting to chip away at it. So how does this affect you? How is this something that can help you? Today, I get to show up and better understand as a husband. I'm more present as a dad to my 3 kids. And as a coach, I get to help others not only the same way that I have, but do it in a way to where I can continue to just be my authentic self. What once held me back and was deep rooted and was hard and was a scar in my life, that's what fuels me to do the work that I do today. It's breaking the trauma chain. When you choose to break these chains, the ripple effect is incredibly powerful. Personally, you start feeling lighter. You start gaining real peace, better relationships, clear purpose, and the freedom to chase what matters most to you. The old weight stops dictating your days. You're no longer trying to mask and put that energy towards burying while trying to move forward. You get to just move forward, be present, and experience all of the unbelievable blessings that God has provided in your life. So whether you have a family, or you have kids, or you have a spouse, the generations coming after you, it opens a door to something better. They grow up seeing healthy ways to handle hard things. They learn it's okay to talk, to feel, to set boundaries. In my house, my 3 children get a dad who's present and growing instead of repeating old patterns. That's the kind of legacy that keeps giving long after we're gone on this earth. It's like finally fixing that team weakness and watching everyone play better because of it. Real things that you can start doing this week to break the chain of generational family trauma. So here's what actually helped me the most. These tips, these tricks that I'm going to give you. And I want you to give it a shot yourself. And let's keep it simple, one step at a time. Step 1 is get honest about your story. Grab that BTB journal or on your phone, open a notes tab and write down the patterns you've noticed in your life. What did you grow up around? What coping habits did you pick up because of things that have hurt you on the inside? These are tough questions to ask yourself. But I cannot stress enough from the bottom of my heart, if you decide to get honest about what hurts inside of you, naming what has happened, putting that vividness into a concentrated focus so that you can address it. When you start putting those things into your journal, it's an incredibly freeing feeling. Remind yourself, this happened. It's not my fault, and I choose something different now. Get those moments written in your journal and have that in quotes on the top of the page. This happened. It's not my fault, and I choose something different now. Make the decisions and prepare daily. Decide that it ends here. What you wrote down, I'm not saying or undermining that trauma. We're talking about breaking a chain. We're talking about delinking ourselves from who we were to who we want to become. It ends here. And the best way to break that chain is to build small supports. That can be things like gratitude practice. In the same journal, you just wrote those hard truths about where you've been and what you've experienced. Be able to spend each day in the morning writing 3 things that you're grateful for. Tap into that gratitude practice. Move your body. Whether it's first thing in the morning, during your lunch break, or after you're done eating dinner. Find that 30 to 60 minutes a day to move your body. Reaching out for help from a professional, from someone that biblically, clinically understands the human emotion, understands the psychological warfare that comes with trauma. It is such a deep-rooted seed that's hard to understand. But being able to put myself around people that have helped me see things different. As a coach, being able to have a coach coach me through that was insurmountable. And most importantly, making sure that that circle around you, that you're surrounding yourself with people who lift you up and don't remind you of where you've been or bring you down. Once we're able to write those difficult situations in your life down in the journal, We got to be able to face those hard moments, those hard reminders without numbing it. When those memories of feelings come up, I want you to sit with them. One of the best quotes I've ever heard from a family member was, sometimes you got to get close to the fire of the most difficult moments in your life, ideally with the Lord. And you are there close to the fire, close to the reminder, close to the understanding of where you've been. And instead of having those memories be pushed away or stuffed away, I want you to sit with them and replace those old coping habits, or doom scrolling, or watching TV, or eating the poor food choices. Let's take those old habits and replace them with better ones. Those moments where I wanted to have a drink, I swapped that for purpose and routine, progress over perfection. I used the 51% rule, where I was able to say, if I'm able to make this commitment and have gratitude at least over half the time, I'm getting at least 1% better every day. These types of moments of progression it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but progress is something that I would take and that you should take every day, all day. Live it out loud for your family, the people that you're closest to. Have real conversations with them about what was just written in that journal. Create new traditions that build connection with them that's different from where you've been. Show that people you love that you want to heal, and show them what healing looks like. Keep going when it gets messy. There will be hard days. There will be suffering. There will be challenges. But embrace those moments of suffering, because that's when you become galvanized into who you are, to build the character traits into a legacy that not only breaks a family chain, but it causes a ripple effect of opportunity for you in your life, in your family's life. There will be hard days. That's normal. Smile through it when you can. Persist and celebrate the small wins. The BTB blueprint, steps like listen, work, integrate, serve, have been game changers in breaking family trauma. You don't have to do it all at once. Just start with one thing this week. The big step is to make sure that stuff gets down in your journal. Have the support system. Go to the fire with those moments and face them. Breaking generational trauma will be one of the most challenging things you do in your life, but it's also one of the most loving things you can do for yourself and everyone who comes after you. You are breaking a chain and creating a new one, and I'm living proof that that's possible. You've got everything inside you to do the same. I'd love to hear from you. What's one step you're already willing to take or have already taken when it comes to breaking that chain of family trauma? Drop me a comment on Instagram, like one of the podcast posts, or share it with a friend. Keep me posted on how you're doing. What are the challenges? What are the biggest obstacles that are in your way? On the journey, I'm always here for you. As a coach, as a mentor, as a one that has faced it and is overcoming it myself. Thank you so much for being a part of the BTB family, checking out this BTB short today. And if you liked this episode, or if it impacted you, do me a favor, like and subscribe to the BTB Project. Better yet, send this to a family member, friend, or colleague. Let's keep breaking chains and building new ones together. As always, I'm proud of each and every one of you. And until next time, take care.